and my, but don't worry, I'm going to ask questions like that. So the first 5 minutes, thank you so much, Brie, for that. So starting with Peter Ebojele, your topic, Team People. Somebody's phone is feeding back. Fan is blowing a phone. If you're not speaking, mute your mic.
Am I the one to go first?
Yes, you are going first, but let me introduce you properly. Both other guys should mute their mics. Who's going second?
I was thinking that I was going last.
No.
No.
Who is first?
No, sir.
Okay.
It is Team Obi that is going first, Team Atiku is second, and Team Ashiwaju is third.
All right,
Okay.
DJ Bongoli.
All right.
You guys, as chosen by the people, this is democratic. This is one of the most democratic debates. In fact, it's so democratic, sometimes we even wonder who is winning the debate. The only thing people actually win is the Star Wars. So go to my Facebook and buy stars. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Those of you who have bought, big shout out to you. Chidima Sandra Amanda just sent 50 stars. I appreciate it all and love you. So, Team Peter Obi, starting now. 5-minute time limit. Their topic, Team Peter Obi picked this topic, energy and industrialization. Let us hear from them, followed by Team Atiku Abubakar, and then finally, Bongo Lee himself of Team Ashwaju. So, the 5-minute time limit begins now.
All right. Good morning, Daddy Freeze, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen from wherever you're watching in the world. My name is Peter Ebojele. I am a concerned Nigerian, and we want a better Nigeria, and that's why we are supporting Peter Obi. Now, the topic today is energy and industrialization, and I'll begin by saying that everybody knows what energy is about. Energy comes in different forms, but this time we're considering energy as in power. Now, energy is very important, and that's why countries all over the world, they build on it. They invest in energy year in, year out to build their power supply so that they can drive development and drive industrialization. But if you come to Nigeria, it's a different ballgame entirely, because in 1960, when Nigeria gained independence from the colonial masters, that's Britain, we had a couple of companies in this country that were running their production plants within the country, producing things that they sell within the country and export to other countries, and neighboring African countries. But with, the passing of time, the government of Nigeria concentrated more on crude oil and began to drift away from energy. And from, as time went on, these big companies that were here, that were producing and selling within the country, giving jobs to our people, like Michelin, like Dunlop, and some other companies, their energy demand, Nigeria could not meet up. So they had to begin to move their production plants to other countries, even some of our neighboring countries, like Ghana and some other countries. Now, from 1999, when the democracy was revived again, the PDP government paid lip service to energy in this country. In fact, they invested $16 billion to purchase darkness in Nigeria from between 1999 and 2007. And then the Jonathan administration came in, invested money in the sector. They could only give us a little above 5,000 megawatts. And then the APC government came and even destroyed everything the more, because it dropped under the APC government, from 2015 till now. And right now we produce like 4,000 megawatts, and the power have collapsed several times within this government. And now you see, when we talk about development, when we talk about industrialization, industries cannot run without power. And that's why we have somebody like Peter Obi, who's a trusted person who have done it in Anambra State. Now listen, Peter Obi in Anambra State built a couple of power sub plants that's transmission, like about 4 of them that was, transmitting power within Anambra State. Okay, and now Peter Obi was able to attract investment, to attract industry to Anambra State. If you look at companies like Innocent, for example, Peter Obi's government was able to encourage Innocent to have a plant in Nnewi, and then there's a brewery that also came to Anambra State. During Peter Obi's administration, Orient refinery was established. That was in 2012 when it was commissioned by the government of Goodluck Jonathan. It's there. Bongoli is looking as if it's a lie. It's there. Browse it. So you see, the truth of the matter is that corruption is the biggest challenge that Nigeria is facing. And that's why the PDP and APC government have not been able to tackle this thing because of corruption. Atiku said in a video that I have that, they intended to invest, but there were some people they paid 100% who didn't do their job, and nobody was arrested. You see, the truth remains that when we are talking about power, we're talking about building. You see, Peter Obi have been making research. He has gone to Egypt, a place where they have been able to triple their power supply. The companies that did it, what they did, he did on-the-spot assessment of what they did. If our neighboring countries are making it, what are they doing? Peter Obi is here to ensure that Nigeria has stable power supply. He's tripling it into 12,000, between 12,000 to 15,000 megawatts of electricity is what Peter Obi promises to do within the first 4 years of his administration. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to support Peter Obi. He is the man that can transform our energy and industrial sector.
Time up. You use 20 seconds. I stopped the clock at 5 minutes, 15 seconds. Please stay within your time limit. Okay, this session is being properly timed. I'm managing the time myself. So reset 00, 5 minute time limit. Team Atik Abubakar, your take on energy and industrialization as regards to your principle. 3, 2, 1, and go. You're mute. You're mute.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, thank you very much for that.
Back to 0. Here goes.
All right, thank you very much, co-debaters. Daddy Freeze, thank you for hosting this program, and our lovely audience. It's, in fact, a very important and crucial topic. Power and industrialization is the ingredient for any economic or developing country, or even a developed country. First things first, that what we need to understand is that there would be no industrialization without adequate power. And now, let's even understand what that power sector is. We have, in Nigeria, we have a 3-value chain power sector, which is generation, transmission, and distribution. I would want to take us back to history. Let's even know where we started from in Nigeria. The first generating plant was built in Lagos in 1829, right? I'm bringing this up so that we understand some of these things and how they're going. First, in 1896, but not until 1929 that electricity supply came into the country. So now, look at the time at which the generating plant was built, 1896, and then started producing power and transmitting to the final consumers in 1929. Now, a lot of things has happened over the years. And what has happened over the years, not just starting from 1999 or so, power is about planning, and it plans as also your population grows. And what has happened is that we've caught up with our generation due to our population growth without generating more electricity to be able to power Nigerians. Once upon a time, industrialization was great in Nigeria in the 60s to 70s. We had a lot of industries. We had about 7 automobile industries that were functioning across the geopolitical zones in Nigeria. We had Peugeot Automobile in Kano, we had Volkswagen in Lagos, we had Leland in Ibadan, we had Fiat in Kano, we had Steer in Bauchi, we had Anamco in Enugu. So all these things happened. We had Dunlop. Peugeot by the 80s had reached 45% local content. A lot of industries that were supplying these countries came to Nigeria. What does that mean? It means we are producing. We are producing. By producing, that means we are consuming and we are even exporting. That helps our economy. So that gets to show you the importance of what power is to our country and industrialization. And now one of the major issues that we're having, even though a lot of governors individually or other people have tried to market other companies to Nigeria to come and set up, but one, power is not enough. They are still powered by generators. That makes production very, very expensive and unaffordable to most consumers. And policies have not helped because, one, if you don't have policies that will help your internal companies that are producing, because of the high cost of energy in terms of now generating sets and other power source, people are importing at cheaper cost. And once they import at cheaper cost, now it derives us from foreign exchange, making the naira to devalue, right? And then killing our companies because other products are coming in, are being imported, and are cheaper than what we are producing here. You spoke about Innocent. Once upon a time, right, we are one of the largest purchasers of Toyota. And almost. But Toyota doesn't have a plant in Nigeria. So we are providing employment for other companies out there. We are providing employment for foreigners. So that is what my principal wants to change. This has been done. We are working on it. Plans have been put in place to see how we'll jump our generation. Thank you so much. Over to you, Taddy Freeze. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You stayed more within time, even though I had to reset your time because your mic was off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. But guys, let 5 minutes be 5 minutes over. Up to the team leader for Team Ashiwaju, Bongo Lee himself. A 5 minute time limit goes in 3, 2, 1, and now.
Good evening, everyone. Good day, everyone. My name is Ayo Bakare. I am the team leader for Team Ashiwaju. Firstly, I'd like to say that the Nigerian Senate said that if we fix our electricity, we'll be contributing about $35 billion into our economy. So that shows you the impact of electricity and our economy at large. Now, electricity in Nigeria is broken into 3 different sections. It is the generating, the transmission, and the distribution. The generating and the distribution are privatized, while the transmission isn't privatized at this time. So currently we have 6 GENCOs and we have 11 DISCOs. Now, a GENCO, the GENCOs, our total generating capacity is 13,500 megawatts. Our transmission is about 8,000 megawatts, and our DISCO, with their capacity at this time, is about 5,000 each megawatts. But then we begin to look at the efficiency factor of 0.7, which makes those numbers drop. Now, the next question I begin to ask ourselves is that what are the problems? What are the problems that we're facing in our electricity sector, in our power sector? And 2 of them basically are our transmission and our distribution. So our transmission and our distribution have not been able to cut across all sides in Nigeria. Nigeria has 20,000 kilometers of electricity lines at this time, but we should be at about 35,000 kilometers. And that is why you hear that we have 60% people that only have access to electricity in Nigeria. And why do we have these issues in Nigeria? It is because of the draconian agreements that Peter Obi himself led in 2013, and also Atiku signing into law that 2006 agreement, because he was the national privatization head. And that put us in the quagmire that we are in today, because there are bills, there are agreements in there that says that if Nigeria doesn't even get gas to go into these gencos, Nigeria is going to be paying millions of dollars every day, even though they don't produce electricity at this time. So there were 4 major ones for the next 25 years that were draconian bills that were signed. Now, when they privatized our power sector, it was privatized for a paltry 3.2 billion US dollars. Why? Because foreign investors ran away. And then Atiku and Obi and all his cronies, they came together, got their friends or whatever cronies and all, and they came to buy this thing at 3.2 billion US dollars. Now, this is where Asiwaju comes in. Asiwaju is not somebody that is pushing for complete capitalism. Asiwaju is looking at public-private partnership. And now let's look at Asiwaju's solutions. Back in 1999, Asiwaju wanted to have an independent grid for Lagos State. And that was why he brought the first ever IPP into Nigeria. And he fought against Atiku and Atiku's principal at the time, and not knowing that they all have a plan to privatize this sector. While Asiwaju was fighting tooth and nail for Lagos to have its own grid, its own national grid. And then in 2022, in the constitutional amendments, they said, oh yes, each state can now have their own grid. Now, what is Asiwaju's solution to this problem? Asiwaju says, hey, I want to increase Nigeria's capacity, that is distribution that's going into the homes, to about 15,000 megawatts. There are some lies that the OB team member gave, but I will address that in the rebuttal section. He was just lying all through. Now, let's now transpose this conversation into industrialization. Now, when we talk about industrialization is not just word of mouth. There are a lot of factors that goes and plays into industrialization. One is infrastructure. The second one is security. The third one are regulations. The fourth is taxation. And the fifth one is policies. And if you look at Lagos State, for example, Asiwaju, as always, our institutions are stronger than even Nigeria's institutions. And of course, Anambra State don't have any institution like that per se for safety and industrialization and all that stuff. So I won't even talk about that. When you talk about industrialization, as a process safety expert, you begin to talk about EIAs, environmental impact assessment, your process hazard analysis, your failure mode and effect analysis, your what-if checklist, your facility siting, your FMEAs, your AS-IDs and ASANs. These are things you need to put in place. Where is the actual money to do all of these things? When you look at it from a capitalization perspective, because Atiku and Obi here ruined industrialization for us in this country. They ruined it for us because they began to privatize. Oh, thank you.
Time up. Big shout out to all the teams. Looks like we're going to go in hard with my questions next before you guys go into rebuttals. So far, thank you so much, guys. Stars, 1,000 stars from Team Asiwaju. I think Asiwaju is leading Star Wars. Ima Okele for Peter Obi, 1,000 stars, so 1,000. So Atiku versus Peter Obi is actually happening in the Star Wars. Support your team and support Daddy Free's channel. Big shout out to all the, by the way. Star Wars does not determine the winner of the debate. It does not determine the outcome of the election. It's just our way of having fun and making sure everybody has fun. The debate is very hot. So all the teams are already brewing. They are getting ready to go at each other's neck. when I go press on neck tire today. I want neck press. I want to test each other like demons. I want to see demonic. I want to see incubus and succubus. I want you to sit on each other's destiny today. Team B, Team Atiku, Team Ashiwaju. Oh, one person don't even enter the Star Wars. God will bless you. 500 stars from Oladele. Let me see that. Oladele Ojo, 400 stars. Nice. Thank you so much. Let's see what that would look like. But in the meantime, I have a question for all the teams. Now, if you're sending in your questions, don't say Team Pito. We send questions that all three candidates can answer. The questions are not meant for a particular candidate. They are meant for all of them. Just the way they're all talking about industrialization. So, my question is, Nigeria is blessed with abundant renewable energy resources. Okay. I like this guy, Omka Collections. Evenly distributed question. It says, thank you, Daddy Freeze. My question is, Nigeria is blessed with abundant renewable energy resources, such as solar, wind, biomass, and small hydropower potentials. What are the accurate plans towards the above mentioned sustainability? So that's one question. Sean Leeds also asked, my question is, Great Britain's industrialization happened between 1760 and 1840. In the 19th century, Japan in 1870, China going through a revolution now. It is clear that for any nation on earth to prosper, it requires an industrial revolution. So what are each party's policies? How do they plan to spark the industrialization and sustain it? Has Nigeria been playing second fiddle to the BRIC countries? So once again, I'm going to take two questions. In your rebuttals, do find time to throw some light on the questions. The question one, from Omka Collections. Nigeria is blessed with abundant renewable energy resources. What are the plans of each candidate with regard to the... Then Sean Leeds' question, which is in summary, industrial revolution. What, until the country attains an industrial revolution, the country will continue to either sink or plateau at the bottom. Industrial revolution, your candidates, what are the plans? Quick shout out to people who've been buying stars. Malachi Daniel Mata just sent 100 stars. God bless you. Adetoye Mapo sent 50 stars. God bless you. Yetunde Shakira from Team Tinubu, 1,000 stars. So currently, Team Tinubu is leading the Star Wars. And what Team Tinubu no longer did. Ashiwaju leading with 2,050 stars. No, 3,050 stars. And Team Obi with 1,000 stars. The night is still young. We're only in the rebuttal section. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how is this going to go? Handing over to Team P2B. Remember, while you are firing your brothers, answer the question, because that question is also going to go a long way. While they're at it, you guys can drag yourselves on the Star Wars. To buy stars, so easy on my Facebook channel. Just below the video, you see how to buy right there. Over to you, Peter and Ojele of Team Peter Gregory Obi. 5-minute time limit. Let me set your timer. 3, 2, 1, and here goes.
All right. You see, I want to quickly, first of all, say that when people blame people, there is no progress. One thing APC as a party knows how to do is to throw blames. These people have been governing Nigeria for the past 7+ years, and they're still throwing blame. I heard when Bogoli said that Peter Obi signed something in 2013. Are you aware that Obi was a governor in 2013, governing Anambra State, and then there was a president of Nigeria? You know, so when people like to blame people, they just continue to blame. They produce power on paper, 13,000 megawatts. Power, our power grid have collapsed. We can't count the times it has collapsed again and collapsed again. And we have 4,000 megawatts of electricity, and the country cannot progress like that. Our plans we have, Peter Obi have already put his plans forward. It's very straightforward. The question somebody asked is, what's the plan? There are many ways to settle the power problem. There are parts of Nigeria that can thrive more on wind. There are parts that can thrive more on solar. There are parts that can thrive on gas. There are parts that can thrive on hydro, which we are using. So all the energy options are open. Peter Obi is open to all the energy options that we need, because without energy, we're only going to be making noise about industrialization, like APC have been making noise about industrialization. More companies have left Nigeria under APC than anything. More companies are leaving. The power sector is dying. Asiwaju is making promises. Remember, he's saying he developed Lagos. He used his boys. His boy Fashola have been the power minister in the first tenure of the APC government. The first 4 years, Minister of Power, Housing and Works. There's no power but complain. But that's not how Peter Obi is going to handle it. Peter Obi is going to handle it head on. He is well prepared for the job. He has done his research and is still doing more research, because one of the biggest problems is a lot of times politicians don't educate themselves. They downplay education. You know the way APC is even handling education today, our university education stuff. They downplay education. They refuse to learn. But Obi is constantly learning, constantly asking questions, all the things he's going to do. He has said it on different fora. There are areas that will need that will thrive on solar. Solar will be encouraged in those places. Areas that will thrive on gas. We have a lot of gas deposits in Nigeria, and right now the government that's there is wasting all of these opportunities. The truth remains, if Nigeria's naira will rise, it is going to be based on the move that we make. The move on security, when people are coming to invest. Obi have already told us several times, even the last interview he had in America, he said it's that one of the things he's going to do is to fix the security problem so that investors will have confidence to come and invest. Because currently under the APC government, kidnapping is the order of the day. In fact, government is negotiating with terrorists. But all of these things are going to be dealt with. Security will be dealt with head on. It's not promises like they are making. They are there, they are not doing it, and they are promising us, give me 6 months, give me that. That's not what Obi is going to do. Obi is going to fix the problem. All of us know the solution to the problem. Obi have already said it, that he's going to encourage state policing, because when he encourages state policing, that problem can be tackled. And you see, when we look at restructuring that, APC have made noise about restructuring. They are there, they are not restructuring anything, where people are allowed to control their resources and they control their security. Obi have already given us that assurance that that's what it's going to do. So when security is fixed, investors will have confidence to come and invest. He is already speaking with Nigerians in the diaspora who are ready to come and invest in the country as soon as Obi takes the leadership mantle of the country, because this is a man who is sincere. Everything he wants to do is in the open. It's not something that is secret. Obi is not known to be a complainer. Obi is a performer. You understand? Okay, my time is up.
Time is up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Over to Team Atiku Abubakar, as ably represented by Abu Jimeta.
All right, thank you.
Time limit. Your time.
Thank you very much. First things first, I want to make this clear to Tinubu that Atiku was not the one that privatized the power sector. So let's get that point clear. I think you need to go back to your records and clarify that. So, yeah, so let's argue with facts and know where we're coming from. The power sector in Nigeria has come a long way and has had issues from a very long time. Now, in regarding renewable energy and other sources of power, like the question came from, yes, there are various regions and locations in Nigeria that are suitable for renewable energy in terms of solar, mini grids, and thermal, which is gas, right? We have large deposits of gas, which is the main source of electric power to Nigerians, and also hydro. Hydro is a bit outdated, but we still have hydro plants in Nigeria that still augment what we have. For me, that should be a substitute. Now, part of my principles and my candidate's agenda, he has mentioned that power economy is one of his key drivers and what he wants to pay attention to. And of course, to be able to promote that and also invite investors to come in, security is key, which he laid in his 5-point agenda. So it's not when we come in like other governments, that is when they start planning on what they want to do. Plans are already set in motion. Committees have been set up to look at various sectors and come up with plans on how to address the matter. Now, one thing I will say about my client, my candidate, is that he comes from a good line of experience, years of experience and governance, and knows exactly where the issues are. It's not just about generating. One of the major issues is today, if we generate 10,000 megawatts in Nigeria and above, how do we transmit? If the transmission capacity is low, no matter how much you generate, you can't transmit. So we have to look at that, and that is one of the places that we want to look at and invest, just to ensure that as we are growing the generation through renewable energy and other mini grids and thermal, investing in our transmission to be able to evacuate and wheel this generation. It has already been segmented. Most part of the north, Jigawa and Kano has been identified as one of the best locations for solar, not just in Nigeria, but worldwide. The research has been done, and it can help in terms of solar. Down south, and southeast, the gas deposits have also been researched, and yes, that was what will work in that particular area. When you go to the southwest, due to the ocean, wind and is what is applicable. And that is what has carefully been strategized and working on to ensure that we improve on our generation and we're able to segment, and renewable energy is the way to go. And I'm not going to say more, but already my candidate has a blueprint for that. And also in his and that is what I would answer regarding to renewable energy and mini grids and then thermal in terms of generating. Nigeria, as it is now, if we're going to supply 24-hour power supply to Nigerians and our industries, we need way above 40,000 megawatts to do that. So you see, we have a long way. And that is what we need to do. And that is what my principle is pushing. Thank you very much, Daddy Freeze. I will not go above my time now. I think I would want to be on time. Thank you.
All right, big shout out to Team Atiku. They keep to time. A good one there. And finally, over to Bongo Lee. DJ Bongo Lee. Are you going to play the music within the time limit? 5-minute time limit. And the rebuttals are on. Your time starts now.
Thank you very much, everyone. Firstly, I think it is rather unfortunate that we have two businessmen. One is known to import, is one of the biggest importers of finished goods in Nigeria, talking about industrialization. So this person here is anti-industrialization. Then Atiku, on the other hand, that one sold a lot of our industries for peanuts. And where are they today? Where is Niger Dog today? Where is our electricity today? Where is our Jakarta steel today? Where is that steel in what's it called? In Osun State today? We know you and Atiku and Obi, they have the same ideology. Free market economy, privatize everything. Now let me move on. I'm really trying my possible best not to brag here, because I have made electricity for 3.5 years as a utilities engineer, and I am currently a manufacturing engineer. So I'm really trying my possible best, because when we begin to talk about the technicalities, I don't want to get into it. I do not want to, because I'll start using words that a lot of people here don't understand. Now, let me go back down now. Now, let's talk about industrialization in Nigeria, for example. According to experts, Nigeria needs about $100 billion for the industrialization that we are yearning for. There's only one person that is proven to know how to generate revenue, and that is my principal, Ashiwaju. They talked about Bongo, go and check your facts. Maybe it is Team Atiku that needs to go and check his facts, because Atiku was the head of the privatization program during Obasanjo, and in 2006 he signed that bill to law. Then Obi Obi was the chairman of the committee in 2013 when Dansuki, was it Dansuki or Namadi Sambo was the vice in charge of that privatization that eventually sold it at $3.2 billion. Go and check very well. You people don't know anything about your principal, just come and be talking. That's why people have been lying. Which other lie did you even tell, Steph? Where is it here? You just kept on lying. Which other lie? He said he went to Egypt. No, he said he went to Egypt. The people he went to meet in Egypt, I tell them what to do. I am an engineer. I tell them, the people that I went to Egypt to go and be talking to explain things to their operators, Ayodeji, tell them what to do. All of those boards that you are seeing, I understand all of those boards. When we are talking about IPPs, when we are talking about turbines, changing the energy from mechanical to electrical, using generators, going into large transformers, lower level transformers, your high tension wires, your feeders. I can break everything down for you guys here. Let us not all go into that. Now, we're talking about industrialization and all that. For you to have industrialization, you need to have strong institutions. You need to have strong policies in place. And it is only one person amongst all three here that his principal has strong institutions. That is in Lagos State. And all of this transformation started under my principal, Ashiwaju. Now, we're talking about industries leaving. We're not talking about the industries coming into Nigeria. And now let's ask these questions. Where are these industries coming into? There is one that actually started open shop this year, Kimberly-Clark. It's a Fortune 500 company. They open shop here in Lagos State. So as you are talking about companies are leaving, companies are coming in. I know Timobi talked about electricity. Do you know it was during Buhari's regime that we had the records of our transmission of electricity at as high as 5,300 megawatts? In 2018, we had like 5,000. In 2020, we had like 5,001 and 5,002. These are verified. You can go and check. Buhari right now is doing what is called the PPP plan. with Siemens. And if you notice now, in Nigeria, for example, they are having the electricity has somewhat improved at this time. You may not know. You have to ask and find out. Now, when we begin to talk about industrialization per se, and that was what I was telling your team member the other time, your team leader, industrialization and energies, because people don't have anything, Timobi, for example, you don't have anything to talk about. That's why you merge the two together. Because industrialization, at the end of the day, I cannot put it in the hands of people that import. Obi is the reason why your dollar is going up. Your dollar. Article is the reason why your dollar is going up, because they go and get money to import products that can be made in Nigeria. For example, Erisco Foods. For example, Dangote Tomato Refinery. Obi imports ketchup. Obi imports wine. He imports juice. Thank you very much.
Time up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So everybody did well with regards to time. This particular episode, we're about to go into the glass booze. I will ask another round of questions, but not before I say a big thank you to Malachi Daniel Mata, who bought 100 stars. Yusuf Oladeji, 1,000 stars. Malachi Daniel Mala, 100 stars. Oluyemi Agumbiade, BAT Shetima, 1,000 stars. Malachi Timashiwaju, 50 stars. Oh, wow. Malachi, 100 stars. Timashiwaju. So Timashiwaju is leading.
Daddy Freeze, stop calling your stars and get to the rest of the debate, sir. Hi, Obed.
Where's that coming from?
That was not me.
Okay. Oh, big shout out. Oh, my goodness. Kenneth, Timo B just came from nowhere. Omo, Timashiwaju has been buying ta-ta-ta. Timashiwaju has 2,000 stars, plus 1,050 stars, that's 3,000 stars, plus another 1,000 stars, that's 4,050 stars, plus another 1,000 stars, 5,050 stars, plus 450, that's about 6,000 stars. Only Maokele bought 1,000 stars for Peter Obi. Then one guy just came from nowhere, Kenny's Oyes, out of the blues. He just came and bought 9,400 stars. Team Obi, for the first time, a clear lead. Even though Timashiwaju has been giving them hot. Let's see if Team Obi can maintain this leadership on the Star Wars. By the way, Star Wars has nothing to do with the debate. We are just having fun. Once again, to buy stars, just go to my Facebook channel. Right under the video, you can see how you can buy stars. All right, let me look for another question that I was supposed to give. Let us talk right now as we're going into the Gbasgbos. Remember, the last week's Gbasgbos was the most interesting Gbasgbos session we've ever had. People talked when it was their turn. People asked sensible questions. And before we go into the Gbasgbos, I want to ask each of the candidates a personal question, and I'm going to give them 1 minute to answer, starting with Team Obi. With regards to industrialization and energy, mention one project your team principal has done or is currently doing.
In 1 minute, if you look at the innocent motors today in Nigeria, the only state where they produce cars is Anambra State. Peter Obi encouraged Innocent, gave him land in a place that's difficult to acquire a land. You see, Bongoli, APC is all promises cancelled. Bongoli is an engineer. He's teaching people in Egypt. Asiwaju doesn't know what to do as APC leader. Buhari doesn't know what to do, and Bongoli is there.
That's your answer, Innocent Motor.
He doesn't know what to do. He's just been lying since.
All right. All right, real quick. Let us look at Team Atiku Abubakar. One thing that you can point to that your principal has done with regards to energy and industrialization? You have 1 minute.
All right. One thing in regards to energy, it was during my principal's time, that the generation of Nigeria actually reached 7,000 megawatts. It reached 7,000 megawatts. And again, most of the IPPs that were built in Nigeria was built during that time, between 1999 and 2007. Most of the gas power plants and the Niger Delta Power Holding Company was established during that time. So and again, of course, the vice president of Nigeria is always the one in charge of or responsible for sectors like this in Nigeria.
Time up. All right, Team Atiku Abubakar. Team Ashiwaju, specific projects, specific things your principal has done with regards to the furtherance of industrialization and to tackle the energy crisis.
Okay, I'll speak on energy. And Ashiwaju is the reason why electricity is somewhat demonopolized in Nigeria by bringing the first independent power plant into Nigeria. It is in Ikorodu. You can see it. And it added about 25 to 30 megawatts to the national grid at the time. Ashiwaju wanted Lagos to stand alone on it by itself, not knowing that Team Peter Obi, and Atiku had a grand plan, one in 2006 and one in 2013, to sell off 67% of our electricity and put electricity in shambles, which now Buhari is trying his possible best with the Siemens PPP contract to bring it back up. And that is what he did. And that is why a lot of estates have power. That is why IKEDC and EKEDC in Lagos, their head is getting correct now.
Time up.
Thank you very much.
Time up. It was a 1 minute time limit question. Big shout out to more people who've been buying stars. Okay, send 200 stars. Team Ashiwaju is catching up with Team Peter Obi. Holuyemi Agumbiade, 2,500 stars. So I'm going to let you know what the total is when we come back from the Gbasgbos, or more or less when we interrupt the Gbasgbos, because I'm going to take questions in the middle of the Gbasgbos. The Gbasgbos is going to go on for the first 5 minutes. We're going to take a quick break, and then you guys are going to go back at each other. Please remember to keep to be respectful, respect each other. And of course, facts only, no lies. A 5-minute time limit for the first set of the Gbasgbos. Over to you guys.
Let Brume talk. You know, Brume is the chief liar. He's always coming to lie. We are come and lie. Lying is impossible. You are come and lie.
Good evening. I love your diversionary tactics. You know, I was the funny thing, I was just going to commend you for keeping your debate clean initially, but you've failed me. Like,
I don't care, my brother.
You have failed me total. I'm disappointed in you, Bongoli. Disappointed. Anyway, let me tackle that. The free says facts only, right? So I listened to both of you, Team Atiku and Bongoli, right? And what you guys have done is to just lecture. You've defined power, defined energy, told us that there's transmission, generation, distribution. I have not heard what your principals are going to do, right? You define that at the end of your speech, you say, and this is what Asiwaju is going to change. You have not told us anything really that your principal is going to do. Now, you said Asiwaju tried to stop the monopoly of power in Nigeria. You said he brought an independent power plant, right? I would like you to know, Bongoli, that in Nigeria of today, every state government, every individual, every company is bound by the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. right? Now, before you can build a power plant in Nigeria, you have to get approval from the federal government. They're going to approve exactly how many megawatts you can generate and feed to the national grid if you can. Now, you mentioned that estates in Lagos have power. Bongoli, I've lived in Lagos before, right? The power situation in Nigeria is bad everywhere. It is not better in Lagos than it is in Abuja. It's not better in any part of the country because of the efforts of any state governor, Bongoli. So please, can you clarify for everybody to hear, what exactly are the plans of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to solve the power situation in Nigeria? That's one. Before I finish, right, you're an engineer, right? I was disappointed when you said that there's no relationship between power and industrialization. What powers the machinery?
Who said that?
You just said so.
You have started lying again.
You just said,
you can't help yourself.
Bongoli, we are live. We are live. You just said in your last statement, we chose the topic, right? We chose power, we chose energy and industrialization. You just said there was no relationship, Bongoli. You are a chemical engineer. I'm disappointed that you make that. You just said it, Bongoli. Come on.
Power and industrialization?
Bongoli.
You like to lie. You are lying again. I knew it.
Anyway, I asked you a question, Bongoli. Stop diverting. What? Excuse me, Bongoli. Please tell us. What exactly is Asiwaju's plan for power? Peter just told you Peter Obi's plan. What is Asiwaju's plan for power?
No, you didn't tell me. No. What was this? What did he say? He was just rabble-rousing.
Should I say it in one? Should I say it in one sentence? One sentence.
Say it.
Peter Obi plans to generate, transmit, distribute 15,000 megawatts of electricity in the first 4 years.
It's Asiwaju that said it. It's Asiwaju. You see, you went to use Asiwaju's word. He's here. You see, you love to lie. Lie. It's Asiwaju that said it. It's on premium time.
Peter Obi went. Peter
Obi.
With
all due respect, sorry. What's her name? Yetunde. Please post that premium times comparison of all three economic policies of Obi, Asiwaju, and Atiku. Post it there so people can go and check it and see that it's Asiwaju that has been saying 50,000 megawatts in 4 years. They should go and just say 50,000 megawatts. Don't be lying.
Please, let her post it, right? Let her post it. And please, everybody, watch Adeola Fayon's interview of Peter Obi about 2 weeks ago after he left Toronto. He said it, right? He said it with his mouth. You can watch it. It's on YouTube. It's verifiable.
Okay, tell us your principal's plan. Let Atiku talk. I will talk. Let Atiku talk. I know he came to lie.
So you have no answer.
Nice one, Brume. Nice
you have no answer, Bongoli. You have no answer.
Yeah.
Please,
please
talk.
Bongolis, yeah.
Guys here.
One thing that I want to...
Okay. Guys here.
Yeah.
For the first time in history, Atiku has not bought 1 star.
Thanks for the head up, Daddy. Don't worry, we'll pick up.
Team Tinubu has 8,000 stars, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Team Obi is leading. I'm so happy with Team Obi today because they are making me smile. 10,400 stars for Team Obi. Oh my goodness! Asiwaju has just jumped everybody with 12,000 stars.
Nice.
So that's a total of 20,000 stars for Team Asiwaju. Team P2B, I was just praising you guys. Anyway, that was to down the whole tension going on. Let me reduce the tension and back where we were initially. Big shout out to Team Asiwaju, who's going to have the floor, and there's going to be a bit of peace. Team Obi, you have to retaliate. Don't let these Asiwaju people win you. I don't know.
Who is talking? Who is talking? I think it's Team Atiku now.
Team Atiku, they don't get power.
Let Atiku talk.
Don't worry. Yeah, let me talk. Calm down.
Because to say, please.
Yeah,
Team Atiku, please talk.
Yeah, exactly.
You are lying.
Bongo. No. Yeah, exactly. But Bongo, let me just tell you, a lot of your things are not coming with facts. I will tell you that, and I will tell you that your principal was not the first person in Nigeria to bring up an IPP.
Okay.
It's
you
not.
Will tell me who brought it. You will tell me who brought it.
One of the first IPPs came in Aba.
Okay.
In Nigeria. And you said your principle. No, forget about that. I'm using what you said. And you're using points that you don't have facts to score cheap points for your principle. And that's just the fact. And regarding what Brume said, yes, in our earlier conversation, probably straight to the point to say, these are the plans my principal has in terms of industrialization and power. Now, when it has always happened. Every government coming into power or campaigning will say, okay, I will do 10,000 megawatts, I'll do 5,000 megawatts. Do you understand? In 4 years, in 3 years. It goes beyond that. What is your roadmap? What is your plan towards generating that? And that was what I said in terms of my principle, not just identifying the gaps. Of course, you would not speak about power and industrialization without looking at what are the problems the value chain right now offer to the country. What is the reason for grid collapse? Our transmission lines. Some of our transmission lines are 30, 40 years old. They can no longer take. That was why I said, even if we generate 20,000 today, we can't wheel it. And that was what I said earlier on, that my principal already has his roadmap and his plan on how to look at each of this value chain. What are the requirements that needs to be done? It's something else generating, and you can't transmit, talk less of even distribution. And that is why, and it is in this particular APC government that Nigeria would witness 3, 4, 5 systems collapse in 1 month. So what are we talking about? And these are some of the things that I clearly mentioned. I said already, not just saying that we want to improve power and also boost our industrialization. My principal already has a committee set up on that to look at the value chain and also the renewable energy that we spoke on earlier on. What renewable energy is applicable in each of the geopolitical zone of the area? Because one thing with electricity, the closer you are to generation, the better the quality of power you get. That is how it works. And that is what is being done. So far, over 5,000 companies in Nigeria have shut down within the past 30 years, over 5,000. We've lost opportunities for multinationals to our neighboring countries just for one reason: power.
All right, thank you very much.
And that is why it is key, and that is why a roadmap is set, and it has been spelled out. So that we are prepared.
What's the roadmap? Precisely.
Yes.
Okay, let him finish talking.
Okay. What's the roadmap? Like, can you summarize the roadmap? Like, we understand the problems facing, the industrial sector in Nigeria. We know all of this, right? But what is Atiku Abubakar's roadmap? That's the question, right? Same question I threw at Bongoli that he hasn't been able to answer. Very simple question.
Let me talk now. When it's time for me to talk, I will talk.
Okay, yeah.
Atiku doesn't have anything to say.
Let me quickly.
You know that one. You don't have anything to say.
Let me quickly answer.
So when
right, the roadmap for my principle is 1, renewable energy and mini grids, right, and also thermal to be able to boost Nigeria's electricity output. Also now, because hello.
And we can hear you. They don't want me to talk.
Okay, no. You are going to talk, but let me answer Brume, because at least me and Brume we are talking with facts. Yeah.
PDP are PDP light. You are brothers and sisters. You are PDP. PDP are PDP light.
APC has been a disappointment to this country. We have been in our worst place due to the policies of this government. We've seen the
Okay.
worst, and it's not yet over till next year. Yeah.
Okay.
We have
All
never
right.
been
Thank you.
this
Let
low.
Bongoli talk.
Yeah, so Brume, like I was saying, right? So now the roadmap is identifying exactly in each of the geopolitical zone which type of power best suits that will be able to boost our output. That was why earlier I mentioned it has already been identified between Kano and Jigawa states is one of the best quality of solar that can be generated, not only in Nigeria, the quality, but worldwide.
Okay.
And part of the roadmap now is actually to find investors that will come in to invest in this, because the way to go in any developed country is public-private partnership, an enabling environment that will be able to, for each party to work. Yes, don't do that. You're doing that.
Let me talk. Daddy, please let me talk.
Yeah,
Daddy,
exactly.
please let me
Brume,
talk.
I don't know. Let me come back to this, Brume. So, Team Asiwaju, go ahead. Let's allow so that you say we are not taking the floor. Go ahead.
Please.
Thank you.
Please, I have some things to say as well. I hope I'll get time because
Daddy, please, can't hear you.
Can you get me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
If you will all get time, this is the Gbasgbos section, and the time limit is as much as I allow, because I want everybody to be able to chip in something to it. Amazing things are happening in the Star Wars. I'll let you know how that is going. To buy stars, just go to my page, Facebook, go and support Facebook. I don't know who is leading between Team Obi and Team Sorry, Team Obi and Team Tinubu today is war. When I say Star Wars, it's Star Wars. I have to leave people to go and be counting stars. But in the meantime, the debate is on, and you guys have the opportunity of doing Gbasgbos. I interrupted the Gbasgbos because it was getting fiery. I like the way Team Atiku has spoken. I want Brume and Bongoli to also respond while giving each other time to pass across your points. Because at the end of the day, whichever of your candidates wins, ideas will be necessary to move Nigeria forward. So let's hear what Tinubu has done, let's hear what Atiku has done, and let's hear what Peter Obi has done and what they're also planning to do with regard to this beautiful country we found ourselves in. So over to you guys. There's no particular order to the Gbasgbos. Just keep.
Thank you very much.
Jab yourselves. I don't care. Jab yourselves, but don't be rude. Don't throw direct insults. You can shade and play around. Let's have fun, but at the same time, let's defend our candidates. So over to you guys.
Thank you very much. I think they should let me speak now. I let everybody speak. Now, firstly, I would like to talk about Team Atiku that just shot himself in the foot. Your principal is pro-privatization. So you are saying, that's why myself and Brume laughed when you said that. That's like, what are you talking about, sir? Now, Asiwaju is a big proponent of PPP, public-private partnership. That is how Lagos State does businesses. Lagos State is in between capitalist and socialist economy. Lagos State drops some certain money, public-private partnership brought some certain money, because Lagos State understands that the GNI, the gross national income per capita of Nigerians, that Nigerians don't have the purchasing power at the time, so you would not expose them to core privatization and capitalism, just like how the both of you ruined electricity in Nigeria. Now, let's talk about electricity and what Asiwaju plans. Now, during the primaries, Asiwaju was talking about Nigeria having natural gas reserves. Nigeria has the 9th largest natural gas reserves in the world. Now, this is how it gets interesting. It is 180 million standard cubic feet. Now, you need natural gas. You need methane, which is part of natural gas, the first cut, to run turbines. Now, for you to process that natural gas, you have to have natural gas plants. Now, with those natural gas plants comes with the methane and comes with the propane and butane that you mix together so that it will give you cooking gas. So cooking gas is going to get cheaper. Now, Asiwaju already understands where some of the problems are. Asiwaju is looking at increasing the distribution to 15,000 megawatts. So I don't know why Obi is lying. He's saying 15,000. What Asiwaju had already said long time ago. I understand. Obi went to UNN. He graduated with third class psychology and philosophy. Maybe did 7 years or 10 years there. I can't remember. And if Atiku, you people need an engineer, come and employ me. Now let me go back to Obi that is always talking about industrialization, consumerism over production. Guys, I want to leak a secret to you people. Guys, go and check 2008 ease of doing business in World Bank. Obi was the governor of Anambra State from 2006 to 2014. In 2008, Anambra was ranked 9th out of 11. In 2010, Anambra was ranked 35th over 36th. In 2014, Anambra was ranked 34th over 36th. Guys, this man doesn't know how to make an environment enabled enough for industrialization that we're talking about. They are talking about this, where will you find the money? Nigerians are talking about, oh, we don't have money. We don't have money in the country. We are going to borrow money. You have somebody that is proven to generate money. Someone that took Lagos State from 600 million naira per month in 1999. Now Lagos is doing 40-50 billion per month. These are the issues here. This man, he doesn't know how to generate revenue. The ease of doing business, because we're talking of industrialization. So you have to have enabling environment for people to come and do business. Anambra was ranked the poorest. I mean the poorest. Even Nigeria from 1999, because let us talk about Nigeria now, because I want to tackle Atiku. Let's use Lagos State stats versus Nigeria stats. Let us compare Lagos State growth from 1999 to 1999 to 2007 versus Nigeria's growth from 1999 to 2007. If there is one growth metric that Nigeria has better percentage-wise than Lagos State, I will support Atiku. Give me one. I will support Atiku. Don't come here and be telling people all this. People will just be lying. When the facts are there. This man made institutions very strong. I'm really big on process safety. We're just talking industrialization. Who is going to build the rail cars? We're talking of industrialization. What about the safety aspect of it? Lagos State has a strong Lagos State Safety Commission. Obi that we're talking about here, Obi has, during his tenure, they had one of the worst, if not the worst environmental record when it comes to breathing air. Because I'm also big on the environment also. There's an article in 2016. Onitsha was ranked as the worst 30 times the limit of breathing air. That is what is it called? Particulate matter. Somebody that doesn't even know how to manage or maintain the environment. Lagos State has Lagos State Environmental Protection Agencies. You need strong institutions when we're talking of industrialization. You need good infrastructure. You can see infrastructure in Lagos State. You need security. Lagos State is the most secure place in Nigeria. You can go to Lagos State on the island or on the mainland or whatever it is compared to any other states in Nigeria. So let us not call monkey dog for people. Don't lie. See, I know you are going to talk Brume, but don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. It's okay. It was okay. But don't lie.
Can I speak now?
Don't lie.
All right. So I'm not very good at shouting, but I think I'm a bit good at research. Like you, Bongoli, I happen to be an engineer, right? Anyway, so let's start. I asked you a very simple question. What does your principal plan to do? You talked about gas reserves, how methane and butane and propane will make cooking gas and drive the turbines. And you diverted to ease of doing business and said Peter Obi cannot generate funds. And you talked about growth metrics. Then the environmental Onitsha is 30 times the limit of breathable air, and then infrastructure, right? But you didn't answer the question. Anyway, that's fine. So let me talk, right? Because
what is the question? I answered the question now.
People really need to know. I said, what are your principal's plans for the power and industrial sector?
And that is why I said I did not want to go too technical.
You went on a tirade. You went on a tirade and you avoided the question. So let's assume you guys are asking me now, right? Let's assume my brother now.
Sorry. Let Brume talk.
Let me talk. You had your time. You had your time, right? So I'm not going to talk about what Asiwaju cannot do or what Atiku cannot do, right? In fact, when it comes to all the candidates, right, I think amongst the three of them, Team Atiku and Team Peter Obi have actually outlined plans. I've seen Atiku's plans as well, so there are plans. But I just want to highlight a few things, right? So talking about power and industrialization, right? Anambra State doesn't have half the resources of Lagos State, right? So let's compare Peter Obi's record to Bola Ahmed Tinubu's record. Let's start from industrialization. Please, everybody, if you're on this call, take your phone and Google Orient Petroleum Commission's refinery in Anambra State. Right? This is very quiet, okay? Governor Obaseki recently made noise about the small refinery they commissioned in Edo State. Peter Obi's projects were largely commissioned without any fanfare. Orient Petroleum commissioned a 55,000 barrel per day refinery in 2012 in Anambra State, quietly. Okay, we talk about Innocent, right? You mentioned ease of doing business. Okay, when Innocent established their factory, how many automobile factories were operating in Lagos? Already the infrastructure, there were no Volkswagen and other, factories, right? That Hyundai came and took over in Lagos State, right? Innocent was built from scratch, right? With 70% local materials, by the way, only engines are imported, right? Before Innocent began to make cars, they were already manufacturing motorcycle spare parts in Anambra State, okay? You talk about ease of doing business. Now, we have a brewery in Anambra State that is bigger than all the breweries in Nigeria, okay? If the state did not make it easy for people to come and establish businesses, right? Why will the whole brewery come and establish in Anambra State, right? Now we're talking about power as if Peter Obi or Team Atiku had a direct hand in destroying the sector. Bongoli, I was born in Nigeria. From when I was born till I left Nigeria, there was not one single day I saw constant power, way before we even had a democracy. So you can't come here and start blaming Atiku's privatization or Peter Obi signing some draconian bills that you don't even know the names as being responsible for the failure of the power sector. Now, the power in Nigeria, let me ask you a question, right? What is the reason why people outside Nigeria see opportunities in the power sector but fail to come and invest in Nigeria? There's a reason. It's because no matter how much money you spend setting up a generating, transmission, distribution plant, it is the courts, the Nigerian government, that decide how much you charge for electricity. There is no businessman that will build a business on the premise that somebody else will set prices for him, regardless of whether they could go bankrupt. Okay, that is the problem. The problem is government policy, not what Peter Obi did or what Atiku did or what someone did. It's government policy. Now we need to change government policy to allow private generation, transmission and distribution, and the ability for people to set electricity bills that will be profitable. Bongoli, profit. Electricity is not free. Okay, don't shake your head, Bongoli. I'm just telling you, you probably need to Google these things and understand how the Nigerian power sector works, right? Now, how does Innocent or the Sabmila in Anambra State, right, or the refinery work? Peter Obi built substations, tiny power stations to serve those industries directly. That is how they're able to work, because there are limitations to what an individual or a government can do privately when it comes to power in Nigeria. Please go and check, right? Now, you talked about generating money, right? The problem with the power sector in Nigeria is not generation of capital. Capital is there, Bongoli. If I write a proposal here in Canada to come and build a power plant in Nigeria, and I show that there will be profits, there are people that have money that will invest in it, okay? Capital is not the problem. The problem in Nigeria is institutions, like you rightly mentioned. The institutions are there already, they just need to work, right? We need to make sure that they do the jobs that they are mandated to do. They are not doing so. We have a ministry of power, for crying out loud. Okay, we have these ministries there, we have ministers. We don't need to create new institutions. Asiwaju or Atiku or Peter Obi don't have to come and make new institutions. They have to make the existing ones to work based on what is already written right now, today. So the problem is not capital. The problem is not what they did in the past. The issue is future government policy and supervision. Okay, we had Atiku crying about 16 billion being wasted, simply because nobody made sure that the money was used for what it was meant to be used. Okay? This is one thing Peter Obi is very strong on, by the way. You know this, right? Peter Obi is strong on making sure that money is spent on the projects that they are earmarked for, and he will see those projects from start to finish, right? Now, look at what he did with education, right? The reason why he gave missionary schools back to the missionaries is, hey, guys, we're going to spend 40 billion, but this money has to be actually spent on the schools, right? That is the problem of power in Nigeria, spending the money where it's supposed to be spent. Government policy, okay? And by the way, just to round up, before you check, I can't see your wristwatch, just to round up, okay? People keep criticizing Peter Obi's visit to read past question. Nothing is novel. You have to go and study, see how somebody has done it. I mean, just come and do it. That is how Singapore, that is how the United Arab Emirates, that is how developing countries. You have to take a template and apply it, Bongoli. Okay?
All right, guys. All right. For anybody else, I need to go to Star Wars. Big shout out to Team Tinubu. Team Tinubu is doing so well on Star Wars. They have bought so far 18,000 stars. Big ups to Team Tinubu. You guys did so well today. Quite a lot of you came in and bought. However, a bigger shout out to Team Obi. Team Obi doubled this 18,000 and added 500 on top. So Team Obi alone today have 36,500 stars as against Team Atiku's, Team Ashiwaju's 18,000. So Team Obi today is leading Star Wars. Hey, never happened before in the history of Clash of the Supporters. Not only are they leading by double. So other teams need to get up, get on up. Team Atiku. They've only bought 1 star. I dash them that 1 star, make it not be like say they carry 0. Because in all essence, it's 0. Sorry, quick shout out to everyone who's been doing the star buying. Ima Okele just bought 500 stars real quick. Big shout out to her. Egbodo Paul sent 100 stars. Godwin Sunday, also 100 stars. Egbodo Paul, 200 stars. Make I greet my customers. And the top star buyers today, number 1 for Team Peter Obi. Where can somebody please call Black Mentor? They don't wound Black Mentor today. Nobody has Black Mentor plan them. Black Mentor, come and save Atiku. Come and save Atiku. Eh? Kenny Oyis, Team Peter Obi, 35,000 stars. Number 1. Yusuf Oladimeji, Team Ashiwaju, 12,000 stars. And Oluyemi Akumbiade AC, Team Ashiwaju, 3,500 stars. Number 4, Ima Okele, Team Obi, 1,000 stars. And number 5, Adetoye Mafo, Team Ashiwaju, 1,050 stars. Funny thing is, the last time when Team Atiku were leading the Star Wars, Black Mentor and one other guy were the guys dominating. Peter Obi was trying. Today, Team Peter Obi is dominated by only 2 people. Team Ashiwaju is the one that is gathering momentum, 1,000 here, 2,000 here, 500 here, gathering momentum. I'm impressed to see that Team Ashiwaju also has quite a following that are putting small here to build up the followership. But today, the Star Wars goes to Obi, especially with that 35,000 stars from Kenzie Oyis. 35K. 1 person. Team Obi will not do well. Whoever wins Star Wars will get a plaque. And the team will be allowed to design whatever they want to design on their plaque. So Team Obi and Team Ashiwaju, start designing your plaques now. I want to get it the moment we are done. On it, you can put vote Peter Obi president of Nigeria. You can put Tinubu's picture and say Tinubu is the president of the whole world. Anything people would like, do. You know that's how you've earned it. So do it. Team Obi, Team Tinubu, now they lead now. Where Team Atiku go? They don't run. The day
No, maybe it's his network. It was rolling. But I want to just address something while that is going on. Guys, this is Premium Times. I did not write it. And this is June 14, 2022. June 14, 2022, I highlighted it here. And Adeola Fayo's interview was just maybe last month or something. In this year, this was where the 15,000 megawatts that Ashiwaju said is here. I circled it again because I know you people say Bongoli doesn't come with us, he likes to lie. Let me tell you something. Sim Obi is just talking idealistically. He's not speaking realistically. Because at the end of the day, we'll have seen all of this, things that he's saying, beautiful things that he's saying in Anambra State at the time. He's talking about industrialization in Anambra State. But Anambra State had an IGR of 18% from 2016 from 2006 to 2014, an IGR increment of 18%. That is one of the worst in the history of Nigeria. When you look at the governor, because before Obi, what's his name? Chris Ngige took it up to over 700 to 800%. And after Obiano that you guys always insult and all that stuff, took it up to about 200 and something percent in the IGR. And guys, do you know how IGR is generated in a state? The IGR is generated in the state through payee, pay as you earn, because it is the states that collect taxes on salaries. So if this man did not create job, or create an enabling environment for jobs, how then will that IGR go up? The IGR and also levies and other taxes that they collect here and there. So tell me.
Can I quickly respond?
Because I'm coming, hold on.
Can I quickly respond? No, this
somebody
is
that cannot generate revenue. Hold on now.
This is very important, Bongoli, right? Because you keep talking about IGR, right? You know, I would like to highlight something to Nigerians, you know, and we keep talking about fact, right? Can you see this graph? Okay. This is Anambra State IGR. That is a constant rise, Bongoli, right? You can see from 2011, 2012,
oh, 2013, no, show us 2006.
But can you see allocation from the federal government? Can you see allocation is dropping? Bongoli, let me explain something to you, right?
No.
Let me explain something to you, right? We're talking about IGR. So IGR, you know, what is the R? It's revenue. IGR is revenue, right? The R there is revenue, okay? Now, we keep talking about generation, right? What of utilization? Bongoli, you can have a salary of $100,000 per annum, but you can have a credit card debt of 200K. Does that make you financially responsible?
Guy,
before you can generate IGR, you have to build capacity.
My brother.
How do you generate IGR? How does Lagos State generate IGR? All of the multinationals in Nigeria, Total, ExxonMobil, Schlumberger, Halliburton,
my brother,
they are all headquartered in Lagos. Okay, we don't have any headquarters of any company in Anambra State. Okay,
explain Abia State. Abia State did better from 2006 to 2014 in IGR.
How?
Abia
State
did better.
What did they do? What did Abia State do?
No, I'm saying in IGR creation.
How did they generate the IGR? That's the question.
You went to show people 2011 to 2014 that it was going up. You did not show them 2006 when he took over. The IGR of Anambra State, was 7.3 or 7.4, and then when Obi left, it was 8.7. And when you do the math, it's 18%. Don't be lying to people. Stop lying. That's one thing that you can
Bongoli, you have to quote my lie, right? You have to quote my lie, right? I have never disputed the fact that the IGR increased by 18%, Bongoli. But the question is why, right? Can I explain why, please? Okay. Now, IGR is generated by taxation. Okay, wait, now I'm coming. Bongoli, I just showed you a graph, right? It's from budget. It's public information. Okay, the IGR increased by 18% during Peter Obi's tenure. Yes, we have never disputed that fact, Bongoli. But let me explain something to you, right? Now, IGR stands for internally generated revenue, right? When you generate the revenue, okay, you're going to take that revenue and do what with it? Use it for the development of the people, okay? But how do you generate IGR when there are no taxable entities in the state? When Peter Obi came in, right, Peter Obi reduced taxation on normal individuals and small businesses and decided to instead build capacity. That's why as soon as the next governor came in, there was a sharp increase in IGR, right? Ask Anambra State citizens, they will tell you this. Peter Obi reduced the taxation on normal citizens and decided, hey, let us build capacity first and let's demonstrate fiscal responsibility. So that's the reason why Anambra did not take any huge loans like Lagos. You talk about IGR. What about debt? How much debt does Lagos State have? You talk about infrastructure, right? All of the things that were built in Lagos, the mega structures in Lagos, they were all built by the federal government of Nigeria. I cannot see one monumental project that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu completed in Lagos State. I can see Ambode, I can see Fashola, but what did your principal build? The only thing I saw was Lekki Expressway.
BRT, you can see the infrastructure.
When you go to Lagos, BRT,
he did the road,
to put block on the road. The roads were there already. He just took one lane and increased traffic. The roads were there, Bongoli. He just blocked one lane and increased traffic. He went to Lekki Expressway.
The infrastructure I gave you. See, guy, my brother, you lie too much. You are saying that IGR, you're lying. I want you in article to talk, but you're lying about that IGR. Stop lying to people. Stop deceiving them.
What lie have I told Bongoli?
Indigate increased the IGR of Anambra State by almost 800%.
How did he increase it now? How did he increase the IGR? I just told you.
When Obi left,
taxation of normal citizens and build capacity.
When Obi left, guy, oh God,
get this into your head.
Anambra State
before you can tax people, you have to increase capacity.
$1 million externally. It was owing that externally. It's in DMO, Debt Management Office, is there. I'm sorry, Mr. Atiku, just 30 seconds. 30 seconds, sir. Let me just explain some things he doesn't know about Anambra State. When Obi left, as of June 2014, Anambra State was owing internally about 3 billion naira. And then they were owing externally about 45 million US dollars. Now, when Ngige came to Anambra State, Anambra State IGR was about 600, 700 million. Ngige left it at 7.3 or 7.4 billion. You can see the percentage increase. Then when Obi came in, he met at 7.4, he dropped it to about 3 or 4 or maybe 5 billion, and then he went up to 8.7 when he left. Then when this guy came, Obiano came, was about 20-something. A man that cannot generate revenue, that doesn't know what to use money for. I don't want that man as my president. I'm even smarter than him.
Bongoli, this is public information, right?
Stop lying, Jare. Stop lying.
I'm showing you.
Stop lying.
Look at it, Bongoli. Look at it. What number is that? 5 billion, right? Look at it now. Can you see that? Mongoli, look. Everything I say here is factual. Okay.
What is factual that you said?
Everything I say here is factual. Please, I challenge all of you guys, right? Go to budget, right? We have budget, the Naira metrics. You can find all of this information. It's in the public domain. Don't listen to Bongoli. Google Anambra State Debt Profile 2014. It is there, please. Don't take Bongoli's word. Bongoli has no fact. His only strategy here is to say you're lying. Where is your fact? Tell your Karim to post the link here, please. Right?
It's DMO, Debt Management Office. Go and check yourself.
Tell Miss whoever to post the link again, Bongoli. Okay.
Debt Management Office, DMO.
I would like to let you know that everything I say here is researched.
You are lying.
Everything I say here is researched. So please, Bongoli. Okay, but let me ask you. You keep talking about Abia did it, Lagos did it. How do you increase IGR in Nigeria? You tax people, right? I've mentioned before that Lagos State has the highest concentration, number one, of multinationals, okay? Banks. right? Lagos State has the only
Explain
functional
Abia State, my brother.
seaport
Explain why
in
Abia
Nigeria.
State did better than
What
Anambra
did
State during
What did
this
Abia
time
State do?
when Anambra State has Onitsha.
It's not
Explain.
enough to come and say Abia State did
Explain.
better.
And
What did
Abia
Abia
State
State
did
do?
better
Have you been to Abia
percentage-wise.
State?
And
Have
Abia
you
State
been
did
to
better.
Abia State,
Theology
Bongoli?
that you insult did better.
Have you been to
Stop lying
Abia
that
State? Have you seen Azaria Market?
as people talk, you are even reading, you are even have the
It is
document,
not.
but we cannot interpret it.
It is
You cannot
not.
interpret. When I say I'm going to
Bongoli,
technical,
it is not enough to generate revenue, right? The revenue has to be used to develop the people. Have you been to Abia? Have you been to Aba?
I think we're missing the
talk.
point.
Have you been to Okigwe? Have you been
Right?
to Araria Market? Abia State is a
the
disaster, Bongoli.
Article talk.
It's a
Article
disaster.
talk. This man just lying. He has document in front of me. Carry it. He's just lying.
Please, Team Article, please, let's hear from you.
Let's argue in a situation whereby there's a level playing ground. Right? Brume, good analysis. And the fact of the matter is, if today, let me do the crossroad. If today Peter Obi was the governor of Lagos State and your principal, Asiwaju, is the governor of Anambra State, what would be the case? But what are we talking about? We are not talking about state IGR.
Are you asking me?
Here is Nigeria. The debate.
Are you asking me? Let me give you an example, sir. I'll give you an example.
Here is Nigeria.
I'll tell you what Asiwaju would do.
There is a deviation, and Team Asiwaju, you're constantly hammering on Lagos, Lagos, Lagos. Let's talk about how do we improve IGR in Nigeria.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, now.
Lagos, if not even to prior to 1994-5, even headquarters of federal government establishments were in Lagos.
Thank you.
And these are the factors for IGR.
Aba did better, sir.
So
Abia State did better than Anambra State.
Not all states are that opportune.
The Enugu State did better.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Imo State did better.
Nigeria.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying that this man here, his principal cannot generate revenue. His principal is unproductive. He cannot generate revenue. All the other states did better than him, percentage-wise. I'm not lying now. Am I lying? It's there for you to see.
Constructively.
Yes, I'm arguing constructively, sir.
You've been very argumentative. You're not listening to facts.
Defensive is the word. Defensive.
You're not bringing up points.
Diversionary.
You're not arguing based on what we are even debating here.
No, he took it that way, sir. He took it that way, sir. He took it that way. It's lying.
How do we progress Nigeria from where we are? How do we progress Nigeria from where we are?
Okay, now,
how do we progress Nigeria from where we are? The bottom line, yes, Nigeria, based on the topic that we are discussing, to raise IGR in Nigeria, it means you have to revive industries.
Thank you.
By reviving industries, you are going to raise your IGR. The key to reviving those industries is power. All right, guys.
And then policies that will drive.
Go. I wanted
That's a great summary.
Have the opportunity to talk.
Hello. I was not given the opportunity to speak. The two were just. I was raising my hand to calm them down before I was given the opportunity to even say something now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, Bongoli and Brume, you agree that Timatiku has not really spoken. Can I give them exactly 1 minute to sum up?
Yes.
All right. You have 1 minute.
Thank you very much.
Down.
So to raise IGR,
Go.
All right. To raise IGR, you have to bring in investments and bring up industries and revive dead industries. Part of the reasons why these industries were dead was power, generally. Today, where are we? Industries are dying as it is today because of bad policies. Diesel is almost 1,000 naira a liter. Companies are shutting down. Power has dropped. And these are all the issues that we are saying. And what are we talking about? So we're talking about, for me, like I've told you, the plan is quite there. It's already on ground, increasing our power and reviving industries, raise our IGR, produce as a country, improve our Naira value. During my principal's time as a vice president, the Naira value was less than 115 Naira. Today, where are we? And what are the causes? Thank you very much. Thank you. That's fine.
All right, guys. That's as far as we can go. A nice, healthy debate. Bongoli and Brume were at each other's throats with facts and counterfacts and debunking each other's facts. Team Atiku also did quite well. I'm impressed with the way the debate was run today. It was very entertaining and informative. Do I agree 100% with what each of them said? It's not my business to agree. It's yours. You are the audience. The debate is all for you. What do you think? Right now, Star Wars, Team Peter Obi just decided that they are going to win today's Star Wars. So I've just introduced something, yeah? And please, guys, I will be very grateful if the day Peter Obi is not winning, another team is winning, you will not be angry. Everyone who wins gets to design a post for their team. They can put whatever, as long as it's not vulgar or insulting to another party, hyping their team. So we are Team Tinubu, or we are Team Peter Obi of Clash of the Supporters, vote Peter Obi, anything you like, put there. As long as it is promoting your candidate, you will get that plaque, whoever wins Star Wars. So Star Wars is not to win a debate, it's to win a plaque. And that post, you can say anything you like in the post. You design the wordings, you give it to me, and I will make sure it is posted immediately after the video. And it will also be pinned for 24 hours, just in case there's a lot of trending stuff and the post is pushed to the bottom. I'll keep it pinned for at least 24 hours to celebrate the effort of that team financially. Okay? This does not mean they won the debate. This does not mean they even did well in the debate. It just means they won the Star Wars and they deserve a trophy. So I did it for Team Atiku the other day, and Team Peter Obi. Looking at the records right now, looks like Team Peter Obi. This is a far cry. It's scary. Cool Son sent 50 stars for Team Obi. Yusuf Oladimeji did 1,000 stars for Team Tinubu. And totally, Yusuf Oladimeji has done so well. He's coming in at number 2 with 13,000 stars, making Team Bola Ahmed Tinubu have 19,000 stars in total, which in my humble opinion is a lot. But this is dwarfed in comparison with Team Peter Obi's 41,400 stars from number 1 today, Kenny's Oyis. And that's not all. We also have Ima Okele's 2,000 stars. So that makes it a total of 43,400 stars from Team Peter Obi. They came prepared. They deserve the plaque. And I have exactly 5 more minutes. And with that 5 more minutes, if Team Atiku or Team Tinubu can retaliate, all well and good. But I'm closing it in 5 minutes. And I'm setting the clock on myself to a 5-minute time limit. You guys are my witnesses. Please, guys, I need you to support Taste Buds NG. Taste Buds NG is starting her online culinary classes, an online masterclass. It's starting this Monday. Taste Buds right now has abandoned this room and is somewhere in the living room, sleeping on a couch so I can do this show. That to me is the biggest sponsorship anybody can give. So if you're too busy to attend, you can pay for your wife or even your husband. You can pay for your friends. You have a sister who's getting married. This can be a wedding gift. Abroad, you have so many experiences that you can share as wedding gifts. Helicopter ride, boat cruise, why not a cooking course with Taste Buds NG? And here are some of the things I want to tell you about. Guys, please, when Taste Buds, they support me to make sure, say, this work, they go. Make una also, they help me support them. All right? It starts on Monday, the 19th of September, all the way to Friday, okay? And the time is 3 p.m. West African time. There are 2 to 3 hour classes. Venue is Zoom. Course fee is 48,500 Naira. You can contact them. Take down the WhatsApp. The WhatsApp is +234 909 644 8433. +234. I'm putting it up right now. +234 909 644 8433. Right? That is the number. Send a WhatsApp message to that number. Send a WhatsApp message to that number right now. I've pinned it up. If you want to be a part of Taste, always make sure you support us. Is not easy, but we appreciate you guys too, and thank you so much for your support, especially with regards to Taste Buds NG. What is going on in the Star Wars? Looks like Team Obi has a clear lead. Nobody's contesting that leadership. Someone said, sorry, let me read a comment somebody said, guys. Just 1 second, we're rounding off.
Chris, I hope that we'll have like closing statements. You give us a closing statement.
Of course. It's part of the fight.
Maybe. Okay, and Team Atiku also, if you can try to bring him on so he can give his also.
Oh, Team Atiku, what's wrong with your network? Your network?
Yeah, he dropped off. He's been asking you to admit him. I've been seeing his chat.
It can't even go, bro. Log out.
Oh.
I've been trying to. It can't come in. See, each time I hit it, it just pops up and then disappears. So thank you all so much. By the way, once again, send a WhatsApp message to +234 909 644 8433. It's not easy. We just came back today from the UK. I had to go through Qatar because initially I was this close to buying a KLM ticket. But guess what? Nigerians now need transit visas to travel through any European country.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You're not leaving the airport now?
Sorry?
You're not leaving the airport now?
It doesn't matter. And it costs 200,000 Naira. Oh, that's what they even said for first appointment. It's ridiculous. So the only opportunity I had was British Airways tickets. British Airways, they were selling economy class tickets for 4 million.
For what?
4 million Naira for one ticket. No, about 3.5 thereabout for one ticket.
And this is not peak travel. Is this peak travel time? Is this peak travel time? This
economy. Virgin was slightly cheaper. So I ended up using Qatar business class, and I must tell you, Virgin business class and BA business class need to go and learn work from the Qataris. Qatar Airways business class, they are father. I flew Virgin business class in March this year. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It was a nice experience. But the Qataris, they will run you Qatar. You will get Qatar if you fly that Qatar business. And they fed me to the point where I was fed up. I was tired. They will give you a course. You are done with the first 2 courses. You tell them not to bother bringing the 3rd course. You will tell them not to worry. As the taste boss looked at me and said, "Yo, but what phone there? They want to use food to kill you." So I'm going to talk all about that. And that's also another thing that I will ask you guys. So prepare yourselves for next week. What can we do to improve Nigeria's international relations? All candidates must submit something on that, because I suffered it. Let me tell you how bad it was. I was about to pay for KLM business class to go to the UK. My neighbor saved me. I called him to talk about something totally different. My neighbor, a guy called Chris, I just called him. So I said, I'm even about to buy. I don't know what thing just make me. That's why, let me tell you, sorry guys, I'm diverting. This has nothing to do with Clash of the Stars. All of you, we know they tell people, say, now they travel. I was raised by my parents not to tell people where you want to travel, just in case somebody wants to spoil your life.
He's the one who tied the plane.
You know that I will have wasted about 7-point-something million naira. If I had not called Chris, I just called Chris and said, Baba, they travel tomorrow. Chris just asked me, I hope you are not using KLM or Air France or Lufthansa. I say, why? Say, I just want pay now. He said, do you have transit visa? I'm a Romanian citizen. I don't need a visa for the UK, let alone a transit visa. When I went with taste buds to the counter, the customer officer said, do you live here? They don't even know whether I live there or not. I said, no, I'm just here visiting. They will crack joke, let me in. You understand? So I
saw it first time, Daddy Freeze, 2008, when we traveled together. As a child, when I ran to you to take pictures with you, I saw that. I was with my Nigerian passport. I was like, look at Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze just left us. He came with a friend. I remember. As a child then.
Passport, Bongolia, you never collect them.
I can go to 100-something countries now.
Don't see me back. You know?
Don't be so.
You know, what thing is, and I'm going to talk about this on a show of its own, but I experienced that firsthand, and my neighbor just said, no use. I said, why? So he now gave me a travel agent's number. At the same time, I'm calling. I was using two phones. I'm calling my cancel. Don't call. Don't book KLM. Don't book. Because imagine we're going to the UK and the earliest date for appointment for transit visa was on the 8th. We left on the 1st. We left on the 3rd. That means we could not have gone on the 3rd. We'll have had to wait 5 days to get an appointment, and then 2 extra weeks. We'll still be waiting to go to the UK now as I'm talking to you.
Wow.
Simply because of transit visa. One of the demerits of Brexit, but I must say we as Nigerians and our Nigerian passport needs an overhaul. Let's forget about who is working and who's not. Nigeria's international relations need a vast overhaul. So I was stuck with buying him. Now, my neighbor told me that his friend got to the airport to travel business class KLM. They said he cannot travel because he doesn't have transit visa. He had to pass Qatar Airways on the spot. You can imagine how expensive that was. You must have spent like 3 million. Because when you are buying on the spot, you nearly go blind with what you're going to pay. See someone, a hardworking Nigerian who has no business to suffer, but all of a sudden, because of Nigeria's issue, he wasted a whole ticket. So he might probably have to reschedule that ticket and
reschedule the ticket, yeah.
All sorts of nonsense. And that must be, but something good did come out of it for the first when they say, first of all, I couldn't even get seats on Virgin. I couldn't get seats on BA business class, forget it. BA business class was like 10 million. I'm like, what? A friend of mine just bought 10 million naira Benz. The other day I was congratulating him. So I carried
10 million.
to go to London for 1 week. Money of Benz.
Daddy Freeze.
That's annual salary for oil and gas worker. 10 million per annum.
Let me chime something into this issue. So these international airlines, I think they have about $600 million stock in Nigeria. And federal government said that CBN said they have released $262 million. However, they said they've not even accessed it. So now they are really exploiting Nigerians right now. That is what they are doing right now. They are fleecing Nigerians right now. And that's the complaint that I saw it in Punch of Vanguard yesterday. So that is the situation right now. Not being able to have those dollars. And they are reducing their flights coming in and out of Nigeria at the time. Daddy Freeze, I know that we are debating and all that. In addition to that, maybe sometime, maybe next week, I don't know when you have an opportunity, I may want to talk about the history of Nigeria from 1492 to date. Because a lot of us do not really know our history per se. And I'm just going to say it based on facts and evidence and how I see it. And I'm offering myself from 1492 to 2022. This has no partisanship. This has no ethnicity. This has no religious bias whatsoever. So that we know where all of these, our deeply rooted issues come from. Because a lot of people don't know that. And at times I speak based on that and I get misunderstood at times. But it's something that I will offer to do on your program if you let me. From 1492 till 2022, talk about Nigeria's history.
Definitely, we're going to have time for all that. So once again, next week, improving Nigeria's international relations image. How is your candidate, Atiku Abubakar, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Peter Obi, how are they handle this? This is a problem. What is Peter Obi going to do? What is Bola Ahmed Tinubu going to do? And what is Atiku Abubakar going to do? Mo is right here with us. I need to make the announcement and then everybody else has their closing statements. So all of a sudden, another extra 1,000 stars for Team Obi was bought by Bright Okaigbe Ugbefu. Like Team Obi was not already overleading before. Oladile Ojo sent 1,000 stars. Team Daddy Freeze, thank you so much. Mimi Ogos, 150 stars. Thank you so much. So totally leading today. We're closing Star Wars now. Team Peter Obi, for the first time in history, they have cleared on the Star Wars by almost doubling the margin. So they get a free banner like Team Atiku got the other day. So you guys get your banner ready. And the promise is the banner will be pinned for 24 hours. That is if I have a lot of traffic on my page, so people can still see that banner and see that you guys did well and supported my channel. Team Peter Obi, you have won. You can still buy stars even though Peter Obi has won. You can buy thank you stars. Just go to Facebook now and go and buy. You, especially you people, Peter Obi people, who not don't win. Clear win. We have to try. And it was dominated by Kenzie Oyes with 41,400 stars. This guy went all the way out. Yusuf Oladimeji did so well for Team Ashiwaju with 13,000 stars, followed by Uyemi Agogo 3,500 stars. Still Team Ashiwaju. Number 4, Ima Okele, 2,000 stars. She also did well. And finally, Oladele Ojo, who decided to bless me with stars, 1,400 stars. He came 5th. So bigger shout out to Kenzie Oyes for Team Peter Obi, dragging them all the way to a first-time win. A great victory. Star Wars for the Peter Obi team has nothing to do with the debate. They just won a plaque, and they'll get their plaque on across all my platforms. So in 1 minute, your parting notes. Thank you all so much.
Daddy Freeze, I think I watched the debate. It was very interesting. I wanted to say, I wanted to say something. I wanted to come at. I didn't know Bongoli was going to be on this debate, but it's I'm not. That debate is done already. But next week topic is supposed to be us, right? Picking, but I think it's just going to be forfeited, and you just gave us a topic to do international relations, right? Which is going to be next topic.
Just like I asked questions today, I'm going to ask on that. So
okay.
Be prepared for it. You pick your topic normally. Today we also ask questions, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying in between that question, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. It has nothing to do with, if you guys like, can talk about water and borehole generation. That's your topic. But also just skipping this. That's my own contribution to the debate. my own question. Now, if you guys don't want me to ask the question, it's all well and good. It's democratic. You guys have to agree. If you feel that if you don't ask us that question, we have our own set of questions and we're going to throw everything out. But whatever it is, like I say, the debate, this is the only thing on my page that is democratic. Everything else is what Daddy Freeze thinks and what he wants. This one, you're free to think, you're free to choose, you're free to do anything you like. You own the show. Either you're a supporter or you're a fan. The Clash of the Supporters is your show. So, over to you, Musti. 1 minute.
Okay, overall, too, since I think Mr. Jamaica has maybe has some issues with the internet, okay, let me just quickly chip in because it's 4 a.m. over here, almost 4:30 a.m. But anyways, it was a good debate. I mean, everybody brought his fact, but I'm going to say one thing. Bongoli, I think you need to check your facts very well. You need to really, really check your facts very well. Then number two, there's just one thing I wanted to say that I wanted to add. I wish I could come on the live at that time. Was just because you start something doesn't mean you be blamed for other people that carries over whatever you start. It's just like you buy a car, you give it to somebody to drive the car for business, and the person messed up the car. Doesn't mean that you're the one that messed up the car. That's another story for another day because we are picking the next topic, and I think we're going to continue with this topic. So at the end of the day, overall, good shout out, and Daddy Freeze, welcome back. You look amazing. Well, I was so happy you flew Qatar Airways because that is my airline. Trust me. Forget all this BA, forget all these Air France, forget all these European airline. They are like this. I am telling you, Qatar Airways is the way to go. And it's, in fact, when you were in the flight doing that, your live video, I felt like flying through the phone. I said, let me come and just join you because that's my airline. As in, I was like, yeah, that's the best way to go. But anyways, welcome back. Bruman, good points. This is the first time I'm going to support Peter Obi. As in, this is the first time I'm supporting Peter Obi, even though I know that you guys are not going anywhere. I'm just telling you, I'm just going to support you because you did well. Bongoli, take your fact right. Thank you so much, Daddy Freeze, for giving us this opportunity. You are just an amazing guy. Welcome back to Nigeria. Let's do the power issue. Let's. I'm coming back next week, so I'll conjure all over. There you go. They don't listen American and Canadian people. No, they talk English. Now me, you in Nigeria, so now we know what in they happen. So I'll see you. Allah, you'll get our topic. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
All right.
Over to you. What your take?
I think it's Brume that is next. Brume, then myself.
Brume.
I end it. Yeah.
See you, Brume.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I know why Bongoli wants me to go next, but I'll go anyways because.
Brume, 5 stars to show appreciation. 800 stars.
No, I have to appreciate. That phrase. Yeah.
And it can be loud on my page tomorrow.
You're too much, Baba. Thank you.
Yes, so all of them are too much. All of them are too much. Yeah. So just to conclude, this topic of energy and industrialization, it's a very, very sensitive one because we've been talking about our candidates' plan to move Nigeria from a consumer state to a production state, right? And production needs energy to power it. Without energy, without power, we cannot build manufacturing industries, right? We cannot support small businesses because a lot of the income that's made by businesses, whether big or small, apart from spending on security, a major chunk is spent on power. So that is something that has to be fixed as a matter of urgency. And Peter Obi has said that when he comes into power as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he will declare a state of emergency in the power sector, right? Now, it's not just, words, right? Part of that state of emergency will be allowing people temporarily to generate power and include in the national grid. That's one big limitation that people have at the moment, both private investors, both venture capitalists, and people that have the capacity to invest in the power sector have the issue of government interference in that sector. The moment power can be made profitable, a lot of investments will come into the sector, and the government can even decide to reduce their interference in the power sector of Nigeria. Peter Obi, coming from the private sector, understands how business works, understands what he needs to make the climate of Nigeria suitable for businesses, for investors to invest, and that is one thing he's going to do. He has a template which is going to apply, And we know strongly, based on his past records, that he's going to apply all of those templates to the power sector in Nigeria. So I want to urge every single person here, when the election comes, please remember that the logo of the Labour Party is Papa, Mama, and Pikin. The candidate is Peter Obi for presidency. But remember, we have candidates for all other positions running for the elections: governorship, House of Assembly, and all of that. Please vote the winning team, vote the team that really cares about Nigeria, and make sure your hands are put securely your future is put securely in the hands of people that mean well for the country. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right. Thank you very much. Daddy Freeze, can I go on now?
Yes, your turn, and 1 minute exactly.
1 minute. You spent more than 3 minutes, but okay. Well, firstly, he talked about the Labour Party. And with the Labour Party's ideology is by the government itself managing critical institutions. But Obi talked about free market economy and privatization. So there are clash of ideologies. That tells me that Labour Party and Obi, they don't know what they are doing. Now, secondly, how will a serial importer of finished goods truly support industrialization? This is a man that used Anambra State money to invest in his private business and admitted on national TV. They're supposed to carry Peter Obi immediately finish making that statement on national TV. It's there on YouTube. You can check it. You can find it. Now, thirdly, Asiwaju is the right man for the job because he turned Lagos State's economy to becoming the 5th largest economy in Africa as we speak. Lagos State economy is bigger than that of Ghana as we speak. Lagos State economy is the 5th largest in Africa at this time as we speak. Now, we're talking about industrialization. Team Atiku asked the question. He said, and I quote, how will Tinubu generate revenue if they had given him Anambra State and he had Obi had come to Lagos? Tinubu said something before his primaries and said it after his primaries. He said he went to the Obong of Calabar's palace and said, I will dredge Calabar port. You people, let's make money. That is industrialization there. You dredge Calabar port, you invest in Calabar port. Contrary to public opinion and contrary to Obi, because of that distasteful video he did that through induced tribalistic sentiments, you know, he did not even know that we have 4 ports surrounding Anambra State. And now we have 3 in Lagos State, which Asiwaju pioneered one. Now, lastly, before I go, I would like to leave with my trademark. Guys, remember the talents, the parable of the talents in the Bible. One slave was given 5. That is Asiwaju. Asiwaju spinned it. He gave 5 more. Then the 3, we talk about Zulum, Rufai, Ameshi, Akpabio, you know, Umayi, all these people, that's 3. But the one of 1 that they gave one, which is, I don't call his name. People should put his name in the comment section. The one that they gave 1, that went to bury his talents. People should put his name there. Put his name in the comment section. Let me see his name in the comment section, please. He put his talent, he buried it. Because he said he saved 40-something billion naira. And his people were languishing in poverty. According to Soludo, Anambra State poverty increased from 20% to 68% from 2004 to 2010. He could not use that money to dredge second Niger. That is what Buhari is doing now. So I rest my case, Jerry. This is a non-issue. Obi is a non-article. That one, he wants to come and sell those beautiful rail lines. He wants to sell Nigeria.
I don't get
Bye-bye.
It's not my debate.
Bongoli, you need to improve. You need to improve, okay? You need to improve, Bongoli. You need to improve, Bongoli, okay?
I don't finish. Bye-bye.
This is not valuable market, Bongoli. Improve, please. Reset.
See you next time. Bye-bye. See you next time. Bye-bye. Please, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to also use this medium to congratulate Team Peter Obi for the Star Wars. I'm expecting their plaque so I can put it up. Don't forget, send a WhatsApp message to Taste Buds right now if you're interested in the culinary classes starting on the 19th. Slots are limited, so pay now so you can book your slot. It is 48,500 naira only, and it is something you would absolutely enjoy. The number to send the message to is +234 909 644 8433. +234 909 644 8433. Book a cooking session for yourself. Taste Buds Cook and Bake starting on the 19th of September 2022. That is next week, Monday. Be a part of this. Learn how to cook. Make your wife, husband, or whoever it is you're in a relationship, or make yourself smile, as the case may be. Do yourself the honors and be a part of this. Support Taste Buds as she has supported me in every single way or form. The number is +234 909 644 8433. Send a WhatsApp message right now and support us. Thank you. Clash of the Supporters was amazing. God bless you. And for all of you who bought stars, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you guys. Good night.